And tonight we're going to be talking about enhancing your coaching skills. And as I said, we're Kevin and Becca Tinter. We are certified health coaches and presidential business leaders. Both of us had a great experience with the Take Shape for Life weight loss portion of the really benefited from the habits of health and just how being health coaches has really changed our lives.
So we're really excited to share with you enhanced coaching skills, and a lot of that has to do with being autonomy supportive. So that is really going to be the key about what we talk about today. And as you probably know from hearing Dr. A, being autonomy supportive is an incredibly important part of our coaching opportunity. The reason that we chose this visual is we really wanted to talk about linking hands with our clients, and then in a business coaching way, linking hands with our coaches as well.
So great leaders are almost always great simplifiers. That's a quote by a great military leader, and Becca and I have found this to be very true in our business, not only as we coach our clients, but also as we work with our coaches. Is simplest is the best.
Absolutely. And so really, what does it mean to be autonomy supportive? You know, we use that terminology pretty freely in our coaching practice, and yet it's really essential that we understand the meaning of it. And so we wanted to go through a couple of quick definitions with you. First of all, it's the freedom to determine your own actions and behavior. That's not something most Americans get a chance to have control over. Reliance and self-sufficiency. And all those self-words really just mean that someone has ownership in their journey, whether it's their journey as a client or their journey as a health coach. So we are going to be going side by side with people, but we know that supporting their needs and desires is really integral to how we function in our coaching practice. And Daniel Pink has this amazing book called Drive, and it talks about the need to meet someone's intrinsic motivation and not so much extrinsic rewards. And he has a wonderful quote in there. He says, control leads to compliance, but autonomy leads to engagement. So that's really what we're talking about today.
So what does this look like between you as a health coach and your clients? First, it's important to find your client's why. What is their specific reason for getting on a program? And ultimately, hopefully, they're going to understand the importance of really striving for optimal health, not just weight loss. We want to ask their permission and have permission to coach them to the extent that they want us to. We want to show them how. We want to posture their ownership of the program. This is their journey, and we're here to help. We want to set up your role as a health coach. We're there to be side by side with them. We're not leading. We're not pushing them. It's not an up-down relationship. It's side by side. And then also we want to model what's possible, both in health and also with the business.
Absolutely. Yeah, in just a second, our slides are a little bit behind our speaking. Okay, so why would you want to use a simple and autonomy supportive system? For some of you, this might be a natural desire, but for other people, you may be wondering how this is going to work for you. Well, the first thing is to be efficient with your time and energy. Most Americans are short on time, and many are short on energy. A lot of us have busy households, and so our lives in order. And so, of course, to free up brain space, we all are also limited in that area as well, especially if we have young children at home. And so it allows us to keep everything very, very simple. We also look very professional when we're doing it this way. We can sort through clients who are ready to go versus trying to talk someone into something that they're really not interested in. And then we have the ability to help a lot more people. The more simple we keep it, the more people we can assist with the time we are allotted throughout the day. It's attractive to people. They want to do what other people are doing, and it's duplicable to not only your clients, but your health coaches and then your potential health coaches as well. And the last reason, of course, is because it's way more fun to support someone who really wants to create health in their life. So that's why that visual at the bottom of the screen is people raising their hands.
So how do you know if your system that you're currently using is simple and autonomy supportive? You want to ask yourself a couple of questions. The first is, can I teach this system to absolutely anyone? The second question is my client support on average about 5 minutes a call? Some people say 2 to 5, some people say 5 to 7. But what we found is that typically when you're actually able to talk to a client, that conversation should take about 5 minutes on average. You should be growing with referrals from your clients that are having success with the program and getting closer to the goal. You should be getting those referrals about every month, It can take 6 months, sometimes even longer in your business to have those start to come in consistently. And also, the more momentum you have at the beginning of your career and the quicker you progress, if you're just consistently supporting 1 or 2 clients, it's going to be difficult to get a steady stream of referrals from those 2 clients. But if you build senior coach, manager, executive director, and then start to add to your team and continue, that's the key word, continue to support clients, you will have a steady stream of referrals. Are you starting new health coaches receiving or earning their CAB, their client acquisition bonus, and this is the bonuses they earn for supporting 5 new clients in their first 30 days of health coaching, which is really very feasible.
Okay, and so then we want to start our clients properly. This is also something that we started maybe a year or so ago, and it's worked out really well, and so this is how we also train our team. But if you look at that cute little baby plant there, it is extremely delicate, right? So the picture there is that, there's another adult hand holding that child's hands as they hold that delicate plant. So I want you to envision your new client is like a delicate plant in their first couple days of program. And really, if we are not in close contact with our clients and don't start them properly, then often they might get off track. They might have something that they think is allowed, not on plan. They may not feel good. So moving forward, starting them correctly means asking them to give us a call the night before they get started. That's really essential. And then keeping track in case your clients don't call you, just to make sure you're staying in touch and that you can help them start properly. If you have a brand new health coach who has a brand new client, we recommend all business coaches do this with their coaches on a 3-way call. That way, you're teaching them the system, and after you've done 1 or 2, they know what they're doing. And then we ask all of our clients to have a blue welcome folder handy, and if possible, to be near their computer when they get started. Now, just as a side note, I believe all Medifast leads get a blue folder, and they will be missing the Habits of Health Lifestyle brochure, I believe, because they're not postured habits of health at the very beginning. So the first thing that we ask people to do is open their folder to the lower right-hand corner and look at that pinwheel picture. And I love starting with that because what I'm posturing, or what we're posturing at the very beginning, is a lifestyle program. And so we just quickly tell a client, listen, you're in the middle, we're your first layer of support on the outside, and then if you look at all of these spokes on the wheel, these are all parts of your support program. And I might go through a couple of them and touch on the fact that they have the Be Slim Club to get free shipping and to make sure they don't run out of food. The virtual clinic is perfect for nutrition support, Habits of Health calls. We know they're going to do their 5-in-1, and then we, again, remind them you have your Habits of Health system, which is the insurance that you have that this is a lifestyle for you. And then the next thing that we do is I ask them to pull out their Habits of Health Lifestyle brochure, which should be in the other pocket. And we ask them to open to the inside cover where there's a stair-step pattern. And I say, remember how when I first talked to you about your program, we talked about this being a lifestyle for you, that there's a lot of steps to our journey, and getting you to your healthy weight is just your first one. Well, you can see right here that step 2 is getting to a healthy weight, but we have 4 steps beyond that. So again, we're posturing lifestyle before we posture 5-in-1. And then our third step that we do, of course, is we ask them to take out the quick start guide. We ask if they've read it already, and most of them have because we've sent it by PDF, so that saves a lot of time. And we just hit the highlights to make sure they feel comfortable doing the 5-in-1, knowing that a lot of their teachable moments are going to happen in the first couple days on program anyway. We send them to mypsfl.com if they have the time and their computer's handy, or you can just recommend that they go there and create an account for online support if that's their style that they prefer to be, accountable in.
So what we found works best, and I think most successful health coaches are doing the same thing, is it's really important to support our brand new clients daily until they get into pathwork. So typically that's the first 4, sometimes 5 days, very rarely any more than that. But that communication really begins, like Becca said, the night before they start program. And then we're going to send them a daily email for each of the first 4 days. What we found works well is to send the night before day 1 and the night before day 2, so on and so forth. And the reason that we do that is it allows our clients to have that email so that they can read it before they go to bed or first thing in the morning, just in case they're the type of person who has a job where they don't have time to check email in the morning and they're out. Maybe they have a pretty physical job and they're not able to check a computer or a cell phone or anything like that. Maybe a construction worker, and they haven't gotten that tip about chicken bouillon, and they're struggling through their first day. So this is a great way to just really set our clients up for success. Just on a practical note, we prepare all 4 emails at once, and we save them as a draft. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Beck and I aren't the most technologically advanced people, so this is something that we found works well for us, because once it's saved as a draft, all we have to do is go in to either our smartphone or our computer, regardless of where we're at, and just hit send. We already have the email address in there, any attachments that we're going to include, and we're ready to roll. There's other services out there. I know there's a way to schedule the sending of emails with Gmail, and I imagine most of the other email providers have that as well. The other thing is there's services that you can pay for, such as Constant Contact, that allow you to schedule these. So bottom line, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but this will also free up your mental space because you know, hey, I've got this scheduled. It's going to go out. Beck and I, we put reminders in our phone, so we have that reminder, hey, I need to send Joe his day one email, a day two email. And this way, even if we happen to be in Cabo on an incentive trip, because we work for the best company in the world, we don't have to worry about forgetting to take care of our clients. Check-in day. We want to let our clients know that ultimately we're going to graduate towards a once-a-week celebration day. It's not going to take, we're spending more time with them up front because we want to help them get started properly, but that's not how it's going to go for the rest of their journey. We want to inform them about the extra support that's available through support call numbers. Obviously, we talked about some of the other websites that are out there, such as MyPSFL. Day 2 through 4 emails. We're going to ask them to unwrap their Habits of Health system on day 2. On day 3, we're going to encourage them to read the introduction in chapter 1 of the Habits of Health system. And day 4, we're going to let them know that now they can start focusing on some of the emotional reasons for eating. Might be stress, might be boredom, might be opportunity. And day 4, we're going to start moving from, hey, we just want to get you into fat burn, into learning the habits of health. And this is kind of the teachable moment here. We can make this now. This is a lifestyle change, not just a diet. Course materials are the full Habits of Health system. This is great. Some people don't have the time to read right now, but they can pop in the video and watch it for 15 minutes before they go to bed. Down the road, when they have a question, we can refer them to the book, and they can go get it because they have it. We want to determine a client's preference for weekly assignments. They're going to work on their own. It's really up to them. The important job for a health coach, and what our role is to encourage them to utilize it and to steer them back to it. And ultimately, once again, we're going to be autonomy supportive. So we're never going to make someone read it, and we're never going to berate them or belittle them or make them feel bad if they haven't done it.
Absolutely. And of course, if you send these emails with these things postured in there, you definitely want to make sure that your clients have the Habits of Health system, because otherwise they might be looking at the materials going, well, wait, why don't I have these course materials? So if you're going to use this full offering, it has to have all the pieces to it.
And also, they did spend $60. Now, it's probably the best value of $60 in America. Mm-hmm. However, if you have them spend the money and you don't encourage them to use it, then they're going to look at that as a waste of money. And we know that it's not a waste of money, but that's the other reason that it's really important for you as a health coach to make sure that you're steering them back to the materials.
Absolutely, sure. The next step that we go through is coaching weekly, right? Most coaches know that they should be doing that, but we want to give you a couple of systematic things that might make this simple for you. Again, looking at the picture that we have here, taking a pulse on your clients. So everyone starts on a certain day of the week, right? Maybe they start on a Tuesday, and you're going to walk them through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as their first 4 days. And at the end of day 4, what we say is, we look forward to chatting with you on Tuesday when it's your 1 week weigh-in, so we can celebrate with you how your first week on program went. And at that point, after the 1 week check-in, we graduate them to our celebration calls, which are scheduled out. So set up some type of coaching schedule for yourself. When I was a new coach, I did coaching calls every day of the week, and it was tiring, even though I loved it. I just had that weighing on me, and it took up every evening, and I just didn't have any structure. So what we did quite a while back is we set up 2 coaching days a week, and we both support our clients on Mondays and Thursdays. It's just the days that we chose. We have some morning and afternoon sessions that we do that in, and it only takes a very short amount of our day, but we know those are the days that we take care of clients clearly. So the way that we structure Mondays and Thursdays, just to give you an idea, is if one of our clients weighs in on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, we put them into a Thursday check-in, and if they weigh in the other half of the week, we put them into a Monday check-in. So the way that we posture this is, let's say that client started on Tuesday, the following Tuesday we did their 1 week check-in, and we said, Joe, congratulations, I'm so excited for you. You're down 5 pounds your first week. Now, Joe, Tuesday is the day that you weigh in, and I coach on Mondays and Thursdays. So Thursday would be the next closest day, coaching day that's very close to your weigh-in day. Would it be okay if I give you a call on Thursdays? And in 2 years of doing this, I don't think I've had one client tell me no. And if they weren't available on that particular day, then I would absolutely switch things around for them. But we've supported hundreds of clients. And so I hope that you guys hear in our voices, we sound really professional because we have coaching days. And we sound organized. And it also doesn't sound like it owns our life, but they know what to expect from us moving forward. So that's the best part of having a coaching schedule. Again, make sure you know of a great way to reach them and a good time frame to reach them in, because our goal is to reach them by phone 99% of the time. So we do ask preferred method, home phone, cell phone, texting and email. And unless we are traveling, which we have the privilege to do a lot in Take Shape for Life, or we have some type of commitment that keeps us from the phone, we always, always call. And if we've left voice messages a couple weeks in a row, then maybe we switch to a text or an email message before we take them out of our coaching schedule. But we almost always call. And we have come across some coaches that think weekly emails are sufficient, and we would recommend that that really does not get to the heart of coaching. And you really miss hearing that person's voice. Even if you're leaving a voicemail, Terry Miller and many of the other leaders have always taught us you can do a coaching call on voicemail. So I never leave a client without something of benefit, whether it's in person or over the voicemail that I leave them. And then also for your weekly check-in calls, you want to ask them 4 autonomy supportive questions. And this is, again, tying us back into the topic of tonight. How did your weekend program go? And I think the credit for this one goes to Susan LaBelle. But we used to ask, hey, on program go? Because we do really care about the whole person, but we want to also keep them focused on how they're doing on program so that we can be professional with our time. And so by saying, how did your weekend program go, we keep them fairly focused on the reason for our call. What are we celebrating? We're always fostering something positive because there's got to be something in that week that went well, and most of the time it's weight loss and pounds and inches. What did you learn from your Habits of Health materials? Now, if they haven't opened those yet, they'll let me know, and we can go ahead and say something like, well, don't forget those are of great value, and we recommend that you get into those at your own pace and start to use them. You can also skip around or go systematically. But I'm going to ask them about it almost every week because I want to foster the importance. And then if they have been into the materials, how is that useful to your journey to really move them forward? Answer any questions that they have. Help them visualize what's coming next. This is one of my favorite things to do with clients. If they're somewhere near their next benchmark, it's saying to them, won't you be glad to say goodbye to the 180s next week? If they're sitting at 180 or 182, just giving them somewhere to go this week that kind of keeps them focused moving forward.
So you definitely want to do an evaluation of your calls. You want to ask yourself, am I taking too long, and if so, why? A lot of coaches start off their business by helping friends and family, and the tendency with that is for your coaching calls to become social calls as well. And what we encourage you to do is let your friends and family or all of your clients know, hey, I care about you, especially if we're already friends and family, but I want to make sure that when I'm calling you as your health coach, that the conversation is staying along those lines. Now, it's not necessarily always going to happen, but it is important. That will help you protect your time. So if you block out an hour for client support, you know that you're going to be able to get it done in that hour. Sticking to a consistent framework with regarding to days of the week, questions you're asking, are you guiding them to find the answers? This is going to empower them for long-term success. Because 2 years from now when they're in maintenance, if they have a question about something, they're going to know, hey, I can go to this chapter in the Habits of Health, or I can call nutrition support, or whatever it might be. Are you being a professional health coach? This has to do with making sure that you call your clients when you say you're going to, that you treat them the way that you would want to be treated from a customer service standpoint. Are you redirecting them when necessary? Redirection a lot of times looks like the client who might be suffering with some other issues, whether it's depression or something else, or maybe it's a medical issue that requires the attention or advice of a physician or doctor. We want to redirect them. We're not counselors. We're not psychologists. We are health coaches. We're helping them achieve optimal health, but there's a lot of other areas that they may need help with, and we need to refer them to the appropriate professionals. Not only helping them celebrate something each week. They may have had a rough week. Well, what did they do? Maybe it was just answering your phone call. That was the best thing that they did over the last week. But, hey, how many of us have had a client hide from us because they were struggling with program, and they were just too embarrassed to admit it.
Absolutely.
The reality is great health coaches respect the client's time. Most of our clients, what they like about our program is it's fast and effective, and it also doesn't take a lot of their time. They don't have to go to a brick-and-mortar meeting facility for weigh-ins. They have the convenience of being able to talk with their health coach for a couple minutes each week. Now, some clients are going to need more time than that, and that's fine, but the vast majority, what they really appreciate is the convenience of what we offer. Ultimately, we are empowering our clients, not enabling them, and we're not counseling them.
So this quote says, the ability to simplify means to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary can speak. The theme of what we wanted to share today is really enhancing your coaching skills, using an autonomy supportive method, and keeping things simple and systematic. And the way I interpret this quote regarding our business is that if we overcomplicate this process, people will run from us. They might do our program, but they may not coach with us. The more simple we have kept our business, the faster it has grown. And the more integrated our clients have become, because the first step is eat the food, drink the water. The next step is get into your habits of health, and then join the Bio Network, and then refer to us or join us in coaching. It's really simple, and that's what we can tell people who want to join us in coaching. So just a reminder to keep it simple, because that is attractive and duplicable.
So why is it so important to coach this way, in a simple, systematic manner? Your cornerstone will be set straight. We all know that the foundation is the most important thing of every build-up. Your health coaches will be able to duplicate your system. So you can rest with pretty good confidence that your second, third, fourth generation coaches are going to be doing the things that have helped you become successful. Obviously, we're still going to inspect to make sure that the ball isn't getting dropped in a certain area, but this will definitely set you up for a much higher probability. The other thing is that fully integrated clients will protect our reputation and often become coaches. We all know that someone who has a bad experience, they're going to tell a lot more people about the bad experience than they will the good experience. So we want to do our best to make sure that within our power, every client has a great experience. And we want to show our health coach candidates. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. We want to show them that we're having fun. We're having fun, right? We are.
Yes, we are.
And then we clearly tried to indicate today that people have the time to coach. And the more simple we keep this, the more that we show them that. And that they can become competent quickly. If the system is simple, if it's duplicable, if they can learn it by doing hands-on stuff and then moving into teaching it to other people, they will want to join us. And then the cool thing is we only support clients who are choosing of their own free will. That was a breakthrough moment for me. I wanted to be a health coach 10 times as badly when I realized that that was going to be how I was going to be able to coach. I wasn't going to need to talk people into something. Most pre-coaches come in with a little bit of a concept about having to talk or sell people on something, and we can clearly tell them we are looking for the ones who are ready.